using a dark chocolate fudgy brownie is 6 whole free-range eggs, 1 by 4 cups of unsalted melted butter, and then 1 whole cup of dark chocolate, half teaspoon of rich vanilla essence, 2 whole cups of white granulated sugar, 1 whole cup of maida, half cup or all-purpose flour, half cup of dark brown sugar, and you will need 2 different measurements of cocoa powder. One is a half cup of cocoa powder and the other is 1 by 4 cups of cocoa powder. And to enrich the chocolate taste, you will be needing an espresso powder, or if not, a normal instant coffee powder. So I'm using 1 tablespoon of coffee powder, and then you will need 2 teaspoons of salt to enhance the sweetness of the brownie. And for the adders, I'm using chocolate chips and almonds. For dressers, you can also use walnuts, pecans, and other dry fruits, but these 2 are my favorites. And for the chocolate, you can use 2 different types of chocolates. I'm using Mordae's dark compound, which is, not too bitter. It's not that rich and dark, but it has sweetened taste, which is much better for a brownie. And then you can also use the milk compound, which has much lesser bitterness, but I will always recommend you to go for this one, which has the sweetness as well as a little bit of bitterness. And the other things you will be needing is mixing bowls and few spatulas to spread the butter and to take the batter, and a whisk. And I'm also using an electric whisker with a bowl. If you don't have a bowl, it's okay, you can use a Borossil bowl. And starting our recipe, here I have buttered up my parchment paper in the rectangular glass Borossil bowl for baking. So you have to have the extra edges here because it will be easier for you to lift the brownie once it is done. So make sure you butter it up in and out, and set this before doing the recipe. Now let's get on to do some brownies. Okay, now let's start on with 1 cup of dark chocolate in my Borossil bowl, and I'm adding to it 1/4 cups of cocoa powder and some espresso powder to it, or instant coffee. Now I have melted my butter in the oven for about 30 to 40 seconds, and now I'm gonna add this hot butter to this mixture. I'm gonna set this until the chocolate and the cocoa and everything is melted and incorporated well with this butter. Now give it a nice whisk and then set it aside. You might wonder why we use espresso or coffee powder. It's just to enhance the chocolatey taste, Just try doing it and you will know the difference with using and without using espresso or coffee powder. And now once all the ingredients are mixed well with the butter, keep this aside and next go for the next step. Okay, then next take another clean bowl and add to this 2 whole cups of granulated sugar, and then add half cup of dark brown sugar. This is the main ingredient here because this adds to the fudginess of the brownie. And then you will be needing half teaspoon of rich vanilla essence to this, and 2 teaspoons of kosher salt. Now mix this mixture using electric mixture. Make it slow, okay, and just slow speed. And then now you have to add your eggs 1 by 1 and then give it a stir. And do this way until all your eggs are incorporated into this batter. See, once the batter is done, it will be nice and smooth, like a pancake batter, and that's when you know it is done. The secret is to whisk it more, like for approximately 5 to 10 minutes. Only then you'll get a denser and a fudgy brownie. So make sure the eggs and the sugars are mixed out well, because we're not adding any baking soda or powder here. So to rise the flour, the whisking helps here. So make sure it just stirs up for about 10 minutes and then gets its strong, fluffy, battery look. Batter whisk ஆயிட்டிருக்கு. So I'm waiting patiently. But பக்கத்துலேயே இருக்கிற பவுலில் வந்து அப்படி இந்த hot chocolate and butter, அப்புறம் cocoa, அப்புறம் coffee எல்லாம் மிக்ஸ் ஆகி அப்படியே நான் வாவான்னு கூப்பிடுது. So let's give it a taste. Superb dark chocolate taste with coffee. And the coffee வந்து அந்த சாக்லேட்டோட ஃப்ளேவர் அவ்வளோ பியூட்டிஃபுல்லாக இன்டென்சிஃபை பண்ணுறது. ஸோ விட்டா எடுத்து குடிச்சிருவேன். பட் கொஞ்சம் பேஷண்ட்டாக வெயிட் பண்ணி let's bake the brownie. So once the batter is like getting mixed in the whisk, I'll pour some chocolate. Whoopie whoop. Look at how beautifully the chocolate mixture and the eggs and sugar have mixed well. Now once that is done, you have to, filter out your maida, all-purpose flour, and your butter. See, I've got my all-purpose flour. Make sure you always sieve it, because you will be avoiding lumps. So, and this is half cup of cocoa powder. Okay. Then filter it out nice. So, once our dry ingredients are shifted well, add it to the liquid mixture. And do not whisk after this. Mixing is enough. So our dry ingredients are mixed well with the liquid ingredients. And then now it's time for us to add our dresses. So I have half cup of sweetened chocolate chips. And then we can add a little bit of crushed almonds here. You can also add walnuts, pecans, other dry fruits. So here is my parchment paper. Now we're gonna add the chocolate mixture into it. Now spread it evenly. The batter is done and evenly spread in a borosill, or any aluminium tin. Okay, now put it inside the oven. So you have to preheat it in 180 degrees Celsius for up to 15 minutes, and after that go for about 30 to 35 minutes into the oven. So one set is already being done. So look at the beauty getting heated. Next way to do is, like if you don't have a microwave oven or a normal OTG, you can go for a cooker or a barrel which is wide enough to fit your cake mold into it. So for now I'm using a barrel or so-called biryani chatti, and this is been heated for 15 minutes in high flame, preheated. So for preheating as well as baking, make sure you use rock salt or normal sand, for baking, or else that is going to spoil your vessel, because it's going to be in high flame for 1 hour. So make sure you have some sand or rock salt and place a stand above it, and then close it with a lid. If you can also put some dum on top, like some weight, and make the ready-made oven at home. So that is the way you have to do it. Our brownie is out after 45 minutes of baking, and let's do the toothpick test. all fudgy, clean and nice. And make sure before removing or cutting your brownie, it should settle up totally into the room temperature. So don't hurry up. Patience is all the secret you need for baking. So let this set for room temperature, and then we can chop it off and then dress it. Look at how fudgy it is inside. Now it's time to taste the yums. It's so soft inside and crusty outside, and that's how a beautiful brownie should be. So to dress it, 1 cube of hot brownie, and with vanilla ice cream, 1 more scoop. So another, okay. And then add some chocolate sauce, Hershey's chocolate sauce above it. Okay. And some chocolate chips. That's how you dress it and serve it.